Whenever the discussion of Spider-Man suits is brought up in conversations, specifically online ones because none of us have any actual friends, it's often the movie suits that take up the bulk of the discussion, or maybe it's the ones everyone already knows about, like the sensational suit or the advanced suit. With such a plethora of popular looks for the character, it's kind of inevitable that there are a lot of costumes out there that get left under the water. Suits that only exist within some one-off story or a Spider-Man musical? Today I want to dive into the orphanage of unwanted Spider-Man suits. Starting with Assassin Spider-Man. This is basically Spider-Man if he said screw Uncle Ben and started killing people as often as women run away from me.
Did you pray today? Did you pray today? Cause
No,
if you didn't, I'ma have to.
The design itself is honestly pretty cool. It's a bit top heavy, but that doesn't ruin it for me. It reminds me a lot of the Alex Ross suit actually. The black lenses are a really nice touch and go a long way to making him look menacing. He also has a finger gun. I think this suit needs some more representation for sure, but I'm not exactly clamoring for it. It's not the most unique Spidey design ever, but I still think it's cool and most importantly suits the character wearing it. Next I want to talk about Blood Spider. There weren't many photos of him out there, but I think it's worth noting that he's the only Spider-Man on this list that got adapted into anything, that being the Ultimate Spider-Man show. The design itself is honestly pretty appealing, with a really nice set of colors. I don't know what it is with designers not evening out the colors on the bottom of these suits, but it is what it is. The big logo is really cool, and the huge lenses feel like a mix of Raimi and Todd McFarlane. The bright blue is really appealing, and the webbing only being on the mask is an interesting choice. This design is very simple, so there isn't really much I can say about it, but it's really nice. I think it would look better in black, but I still think it's a really cool look. Spider-Boy is a character that's been getting a lot of buzz lately, and it's surprising that they never tried something like this before. Is what I would be saying if everyone didn't forget about the other Spider-Boy. On paper, I probably wouldn't care for this design at all. A costume that does the Spider-Gwen thing of turning the spider into the formatting of the costume, with a predominantly blue and red color palette that has yellow as an accent color. I don't hate it, I don't really like it either. It's just kind of alright, it's just there. This suit isn't the most obscure thing in the world, since it's pretty recent, but I haven't heard literally anybody talk about this strange design, so I thought it was worth including. The little spider robot thing on the back is super weird too. I feel it clashes really hard with the design. Shoes on the other hand aren't that bad, and they make sense considering the fact that this kid is probably like 8, so it makes sense he would wear shoes over his costume. I really like the lenses and how there are 6 of them, even though that's like the wrong number. Anyway, this one's fine. I don't really have a problem with it, but I don't really love it either. Here's a recolor I made that I think looks a little bit better, but I honestly don't have an issue with the original color palette. So, Poison Spider-Man is a very interesting fellow. Despite how many lines there are, I really dig his suit. The way the logo trails off the actual suit itself is really cool, and it reminds me of when 2099 got his own symbiote. This is what Anti-Venom and Spider-Man 2 should have been. Maybe without the mouth and with some bigger eyes though. I love the claws and the kind of crystallized armor look. Kinda wish we could see more of this suit in like a game or something. It's really nice and kind of a shame that it doesn't get represented like at all. Did you know that there was a Spider-Man Broadway musical? Well, now you do. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark was a musical show that heavily based itself off the Raimi films, and you can tell by looking at the suit due to its silver webbing and similarly shaped lenses. Specifically the ones they use when he's not on crack. My favorite thing about this costume has got to be its emblem. I love how large it is, and the orange elements look so cool. This is something I've tried to replicate many times on old Spider-Man designs of mine.
Child. Anyway, so
I find it very interesting how the red sections kind of fade out into the blue. That's a really unique choice that I think is pretty cool. It has this random blue part on the arm though. I don't know why it's here. The shape of the boots is really cool though. This Broadway show may be dead, but that doesn't mean the suit should be. It's kind of a shame that no one talks about this, but the truth is not many people even know of its existence. Is it the greatest Spider-Man redesign ever? No, not even close. But I think it deserves some kind of representation. For the final suit, it may just be the weirdest one on the list. I can almost guarantee you haven't heard of it. Before the classic suit, even before the Ditko suit, was Jack Kirby's concept Spider-Man design. Now, I'm very glad they chose the classic suit over this, but it's interesting to see what the webbed wonder could have looked like. In this proposed design, he looked much more generic, and even fired webs from a gun. Very strange. This looks like some kind of discount Captain America. There's not even any spider iconography here. And no, this is not a spider. Spiders have 8 legs, not 2. I'm really glad this design didn't make the cut, and I think we can all agree Kirby was not cooking. This costume is just so strange to look at. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell this was Spider-Man at all by looking at him. Anyway, that's all from me. Hopefully I'll be able to use some of my extended Spider-Man knowledge to show you some suits you didn't know existed. If you want more content similar to this, I encourage you to subscribe so that you aren't missing out. Do you really want to be the guy that misses a TRZ upload? Do you really want to be that guy? I sure hope not. Till next time, and have a super blessed day.